What's going on, my fellow robots? My name is Transformers Robotics, and welcome back to my channel. Now, today we'll be talking about the G-Man clones. Let's get started. So, what we know so far about the G-Man clones is that they were created by the scientist Toilet, who I'll make a video about soon enough. So, if you want to see that video, just you wait. I'll make one about it. Now, before we continue, I want to make some clear things about the G-Man clones. For one, the one we saw in episode 40 was not a G-Man clone, but the one we saw in 38 was a G-Man clone. Now if you're wondering how I thought this, well, for one, if you look at the G-Man clone, we see one common trait that they have compared to the other G-Man. The clones have these smaller, more Smolek lasers, while we see the real G-Man, on the other hand, has these gigantic lasers. And also, I want to give one quick detail. The reason why the one in episode 47 is not a clone is because during his fight with the Titan TV man, we see that he uses his laser eyes on him. And also, in another episode, during the fight with the Astro Container, G-Man did not use his laser eyes once. And also, it was shown in the fight with the Titans. Because during his fight with the Titans, G-Man did not use his laser eyes once at all. Now, I explained this in my G-Man origin video. G-Man lost his laser eyes because of his fight with the Titan TV man. But today, I'll be explaining how that works. So basically, how the TV beams work is they work in similar categories as laser beams. So for one, there are three colors we see among the TV race. That is red, purple, orange, and finally blue. Now, blue is kind of the weirdest one, as it's still kind of recently new, because we only see the TV scientists use it. We don't see any other TV race use it. So my guess that this is only one that the TV scientists can use. Now, like I said earlier, the TV Titan was the reason why G-Man could not use his laser eyes. Now, at first, the TV Titan can only use the red laser beam as common by his race. But as we know, the TV race can also use this, because in the clip I'm showing you, we see that they're using all types colors, purple, orange, and red. Now, what's interesting is that the large TV actually has a special ability, that is the white laser beam. Now, it's unclear what this is about, but my guess is that with the help of the speakers, we see that the large T-Man was able to put the scientist toilet back. Now let's talk about the main one. That is the red color. As we see in this clip right here, we see that the red beam can make people kill themselves. But as we know, this also seemingly affects their brains. Because as we see with G-Man, we saw that he was not able to use his laser eyes again. Now, one common trait I heard so far is that the one in episode 74 was not the real G-Man. But as I explained in my G-Man origin video, G-Man lost his laser eyes because of the red laser beam, which I'm showing you on the clip right now. And furthermore, G-Man could not use his laser eyes because of the TV Titan. And also one common trait I heard so far, one theory I heard online is that G-Man doesn't just want to use his laser eye. Which, that one is kind of weird. Like, for instance, why would G-Man not want to use his laser eyes? There's his main weapon so far. Now, before we continue on, I want to debate one popular speculative theory. That is, all Astros have this ability. Well, for one, we don't see the Astro Container has this, or Astro Juggernaut has this ability. Although we have seen other Astros use this ability. That is, we see UFO has them, and Astro Duchess. Now, I have a theory of why they have these laser eyes. That is modification. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, if you look at Astro Duchess's halo, we see that it's glowing a bright red color. And as we know, the Astro Toilet's color is orange. So it's likely that this is a main modification. And for instance, we see G-Man Toilet had this ability too. But the only reason why the clones have these laser eyes is because of this giant laser on their eyes. Now, I do think they can see through these, because we see that G-Man can still aim when he has laser eyes on. But I don't believe the real G-Man has them, because we see that the real G-Man can bleed. Because we saw during the fight with the clone, we saw that Titan Speaker Man stab the clone in the eye, and it had sparks coming out. But we see when he did that to the real G-Man, we see there was actual blood coming out of his eye, which just confirms that G-Man is organic. And also, if you look closely, when G-Man has that, also we see later on that G-Man has a robotic eye, which, by the way, I like how it's kind of looking like the mechanized eyes tied in Scientist Toilet, which, by the way, I think is a nice little homage to Boom. Now before we go, I want to make a couple more theory videos of why the Scientist Toilet created so many clones. So the real reason why the Scientist Toilet created so many clones was so they could hold out the Titan. As we know, G-Man is a powerful fighter as he is, and the only reason why they created a fake G-Man clone was to buy him time to get upgrades. As we know, G-Man is the commander of the Toilet race as he is. So the Scientist Toilet wanted to make sure that G-Man got multiple upgrades so he could fight the Titans. Because, as you remember, as we see in this clip right here, the Scientist Toilet was planning on making G-Man a Titan. And as we know, G-Man needs to be a Titan because during his fight with the Titans in episode 73, G-Man struggled to even hold on tight with them. He had to get reinforcements always to help him out. Because, if you know, G-Man doesn't have any limbs, which is his main downside. Each of the Titans have their own limbs, while G-Man does not. Because now obviously this will take a larger portion of time. So the Scientist Toilet created those clones to hold back the Titans. And as we know, there are 3 Titans in total. And the Scientist Toilet created 4 G-Man clones in total. Now, you might be saying, why do I say 4? Well, for instance, right, the one who popped up in episode 60. Now, you might be asking, how do I know this one is the same one? Well, if you look at them both, if you compare them side by side, you can actually see that they both look identical. And the only thing the scientist did was add extra lasers to him. So that just confirms that he's the same Toilet from episodes. So 38. And further proof this, we know the real G-Man has been in hiding for so many. We know the real G-Man has been getting upgrades. 8. And the only reason why the scientists showed up in episode 60 was because they were going to foil their plan. As we know, this G-Man was a decoy to distract the Titans so G-Man could get upgraded. And for more proof of this, the Scientist Toilet left that G-Man to fight all the 2 Titans who were still functional. Because as we know, Titan TV Man was being upgraded at that point in time. So obviously, he just upgraded him to be able to hold his ground against 2 Titans. And as we know, Titan Cameraman and Titan Speaker Man had no idea that was a fake G-Man clone. Which, by the way, I think he also knew that he was a clone. He just thought the real scientist was his friend. Now, before I go, I want to make one quick detail I noticed. The real G-Man fought both Titan Cameraman and Titan TV Man at the same point in time. The only one he hasn't fought yet is Titan Speaker Man, but thankfully, we definitely got to see them fight in episode 73. So yeah, that's all for today's video, guys. So yeah, guys, if you like the video, make sure to like, and subscribe. If you don't, that's okay. So, before I go, please go check out my I'm Back video to explain why I've been gone for so long. And go check out my G-Man Origin video as I explain how G-Man